everyone, it's Tammy, and today I'm going to make stuffed cabbage rolls. I have a big head of cabbage, and I mean a big head. This is probably 3 pounds of cabbage that I got from a place called Peapod. I don't know if you guys have a grocery delivery service in your area, but I really like it. This, some of it is kind of brown though, so I'm taking some of this off and I'm just going to toss that. Yeah, like some of this down here is all brown and yucky looking. So, the first thing you need to do though is core this, and the core is the very bottom of the cabbage, and this is, it's like really hard, and it's actually kind of hard to even get the core out. I might use a bigger knife. So, you just kind of have to cut around and be very careful because it is, again, very hard. Oh. And because I'm trying to do this to show you guys, it's even giving me some fits. And you just kind of cut at an angle. I get the knife in there and I can't get it back out. And the core should come out fairly easily once you have it cut around. And maybe I don't have it cut all the way around. Oh, I don't think I cut this side. Goodness gracious. This is a big piece of cabbage, and I think I'm going to keep sliding the thing off. And I am going to cook this in the microwave. You can do it on the stove in a pot of boiling water, but the microwave takes about the same amount of time. And I'm totally lying to you guys, aren't I? There it comes. Woo! A big core in here. Now I'm going to use my smaller knife and kind of go around again and get some more of this hard part. And that should probably do it. I'm just going to pound it out. Alright, now I'm putting this with the core side down in a big bowl, and I'm going to put this in the microwave for 12 minutes. Okay. And once that's going, we can go ahead and get the rest of it together. And I might get some mushrooms out of the refrigerator. I think I have some fresh ones. So I just took that, what was left of the core, and put that in the trash can. And I do have some mushrooms. And this is just going to be my trash bag. This will be my cutting board, obviously. And yikes. I'm going to get out my crock pot, because we are going to do this in the crock pot. You don't have to do it in the crock pot. You can do it on the stove or bake it in the oven. There's a million ways to do these these cabbage rolls. Okay, I have this on low and it's just getting heated. And this is a really handy thing. It's called the bag holder, and if you go to the bag holder, I think it's, just Google it, you'll see it. And it holds a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and you can mix all your ingredients in it. And it's quite the handy little thing. So I have a pound of ground beef, or yes, I guess that's what you call it. And I'm going to add that. And this is going to be too much filling for the cabbage rolls that we'll have, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. And you can use this filling for lots of other things. And this is a pound of just Bob Evans original pork sausage. And I haven't even showered yet, so I'm trying to avoid the camera as much as I can, because I just got up and had a cup of coffee and started making these. And I have washed my hands 3 times actually. And if this was more than our family eating here, I would probably be wearing gloves. But because it's just us, I don't care. Oh, I need a can opener. Okay, so I have a 29-ounce jar or can of tomato sauce. And I'm just opening this. And I'm going to pour a little bit into the bottom of my crock pot. Just to cover the bottom. So that's about 1/4 of the can I put in the bottom of this. Okay, so I have 2 pounds of meat, and I'm going to want about 1 cup of minute rice. You can use Uncle Ben's rice, just about any rice that you'd like to use. I always hate opening these packages because I stink at it. And honestly, I don't even measure very much in here. I'm just going to do 1 cup, or what I think looks like about 1 cup. So there's that, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, or soy sauce, whichever you'd prefer. It really doesn't matter. Probably about 1.5 teaspoons, and about a clove of fresh garlic, or you can use like 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I just purchased this at the store, and it's just minced garlic, and I enjoy that. And I'm going to move this over here so I can cut up my mushrooms and my onion. I'm going to use probably about half of that onion, maybe 3/4 of it. Let's see, I think I'll use this knife. And I want it to be chopped, but it doesn't have to be like finely chopped or anything, just, and you don't have to use a red onion, you can use white. I just happen to have red. White would probably even be the onion of choice, but you use what you have. Well, I'm taking off probably too much of this onion, so I would probably, well, I might just use the whole darn onion. What the heck. So, you guys can cut the onion however you choose. I might still use this. One kind of cool way that I learned is to cut it almost to the bottom. Going in one direction, and then do the same thing going in the other direction. And then turn it on its side and cut, and you'll have like little pieces. And then when you get to the bottom where it's kind of cut, you just, I just chop it. before here. I'm just going to take that part out. And that's good. And we will add this to this pot. Well, not pot, but whatever it is, to this bag. I'm making a mess. Tammy's cooking. And then I will do the same with some onion, or with some mushrooms. And I'm going to wash these really quickly. Sorry guys, I know I'm not in camera. I just washed a few mushrooms that I'm going to use. Well, not a few, but probably, I don't know, a cup of mushrooms. Totally optional. I just had them in there, so I thought I'd use them. And it's okay that they're a little wet still because they're going to go in this, and a little wetness will actually help. I may actually need to get another can of tomatoes. I usually use a 32-ounce can. I noticed that one's just 29. Don't know if the cans are getting smaller or just this brand. I'm not sure. And I kind of cut these up a little bit finely because my husband doesn't like mushrooms, so what he doesn't know won't hurt him. My mom used to say what he doesn't know won't hurt me. So there we go. He'll eat mushrooms, especially like on pizza or whatever. If they're chopped up and he doesn't see them, he doesn't care. Alrighty. Now we take the bag out and you can kind of seal it. Oh, I'm going to add a little bit of tomato sauce to this too. Well, I tried to seal it. There it goes. And you just mix it all up pretty darn good. If you like to get your hands dirty, you can just stick your hands in there and mix it up too, just like meatloaf. I just think this is kind of a neat technique. I'll let some of the air out though. And mix some more. And you can also add salt and pepper. You could add paprika. I will add salt and pepper probably to the sauce that I put on top. But my husband likes a lot more salt than I do, so I don't like to add too much, because then when he adds it, I don't want him to have like too much sodium. So it's kind of my way of tricking him. He thinks that I cooked with it, even though I didn't cook very much. And then he can add his salt and get his fill. Okay, so there is that, and it's all mixed, and my hands are still clean-ish. Now I'm just waiting for the cabbage to be done. It has about 20 seconds. So So, actually, I think I'll just stop it. Take it out. Okay. So here, I'll put the cabbage here so you can see it a little bit. This leaf is still kind of dirty, but you can see how the leaves come off pretty nicely. And usually, that does it. I don't like the dirty ones. And it is very hot. I'm going to grab a fork. And you're going to need probably, I don't know, I'd say probably 16 leaves, between 10 and 18. And they get smaller the closer they get to the core, and sometimes the core isn't done and you'll have to put it back in there for a little longer. And this is very hot. Ooh-wee. Sorry. I have 2 chihuahuas and it's still early and the buses are still coming. So I think that's what they're barking at, so I apologize. They'll bark if the wind's blowing sometimes. I didn't even count these. I don't know how many there are, but I think that might be good. And I'll start with the ones on the outside, or the ones that are kind of on the inside. Now they have a little rib right there, and it's a little nice to cut that off. These are so hot though, it's hard to work with. Oh, goodness gracious, my knife is not cutting these very easily. There we go. So if you just cut it off so it's nice and flat, it's a little easier to fold. So then you can take an ice cream scoop or this is a cupcake or muffin scoop. I'm just using that, getting it pretty full, and I'm going to stick it in there. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. And then from where the rib end is, you just roll. And once you roll once, you can fold these ends in and then roll some more. And there's your first roll, and you just put it seam side down in the crock pot. And I just got sauce on my fingers, so it looks like I'm bleeding, but I'm not. This one's way better, easier to hold. So just that little rib part, you can just cut right off. I don't even know if it's necessary. Put a scoop in, roll it up, fold in the sides, and put it seam side down in the crock pot. If you're doing it on the stove or in the oven, you can do, I'm not even going to take that rib off. Let's see how it works. You could do it in a 9x13 pan or whatever. And these don't have to be perfect. It's not a beauty contest, it's dinner. That one, the rib, I probably should have cut because it's pretty thick, but it's not going to hurt anything and it doesn't taste bad. It's just sometimes hard to roll, but obviously it rolled okay, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think this started in like the Mediterranean. Like it reminds me of like Greek or Hungarian. And I know that some people, this is a big one. I'm going to put a little more than one scoop in this one. Some people like can do a tuck-in of the, whatever this is called, of the cabbage leaf. Let's see if I can do that. No, I'm not even going to try. Grandma, can't do that. Grandma could do that. That's a big roll. These leaves at the end here are really big. Or at the, I guess, the beginning. And thank goodness these freeze well, because it's just my husband and I eating these, because my daughter is a vegetarian. And if you make some, you don't want to make just 2 or 3. You want to make a big batch of them, because you have a whole head of cabbage, you know. And so, but the good thing about the meat mixture too is that it is good for anything, really. I mean, I can make a meatloaf out of what's left or whatever I want. It's just a pork and beef mixture, which I do love to use for meatloaf. And it might not be enough for a big meatloaf, but it would be enough for a like a medium size or 2 small ones, which is probably what I'll do. Ooh, that one end has dirt. Cut that off. And usually as a side for this, I'm going to put a little bit of sauce over the first layer. I'm just going to finish the sauce and then I'll get another can. Oh, that one's dirty. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was saying. Sorry. So, I hope you guys try this and I hope you like it, because it is really good. And these are all yucky, so I'm going to throw those away. But I might do just a couple more to round off the top there. Oh, some people serve this with like sauerkraut. Some people put sauerkraut on top or on the bottom or inside. You can do that if you like. I have never tried it that way. And serving it with like mashed potatoes. And, ooh, this one's kind of tight. When you get to the close to the core, sometimes they're really hard to wrap. So I think I'm just going to call that done. And then with this, I think I'm going to make some cabbage and onions or something on the stove and have this as a side with it. But, so right now I just have my cabbage in there, and I'm going to wash my hands. And I'm going to get another can of tomato sauce from the pantry. In the meantime, I think I'll hopefully show you guys what this looks like. Yummy, yummy. Can you see that okay? Yeah, okay. And I'm going to get a can of tomato sauce. This is a different brand, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to pour this over the top of these. Very nice. And I don't even think I need any water, but I'm going to clean out my can with water. Just a little bit. And pour that over as well. So here we go. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And I will add some pepper and some salt. Pepper. And this is sea salt. And that's it. I'm going to put the lid on. And this is going to cook for 7 hours or 8 hours. and then it will be divine, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try it. I'm going to clean up now. Oh, and just so you know, I have about probably a pound of this meat mixture left, so I will use that for a meatloaf probably tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Whew. Here are the cabbage rolls, and they are done. Yay! Don't they look fantastic? Well, I've already pulled 2 off, put them over here. They are not cool yet. I just literally pulled them off. Whoops, sorry, my finger was in the way. I am doing this one-handed. So let's see. If I cut into one of these, they look fabulous. And here is what it looks like on the inside. Oh, so good. I'm just going to take a tiny little bite so that I can tell you if it's good or not. So hot, but so delicious. Try this. I hope you like it. I hope you try it. I hope you let me know how it is. And please consider giving this a thumbs up and subscribing. I'd love to have you as a new subscriber. Thanks so much for everything. Have a great day. Bye-bye.